The SFL preseason keeps on rolling tonight as we stop by in St. Paul, Minnesota to watch Thursday night football action between the Charleston Predators and the Minnesota Legend here on SFL YouTube. 4K23 continues rolling here in beautiful downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. Good evening, everybody. I am Jack Brown, and alongside me here tonight is the commissioner of the Simulation Football League, Cameron Irvine. Cam, it's another day full of more intensity, 4K23 preseason action. How are you doing?
Doing well. Alamo City and San Diego going to get teed off in 10 minutes time, and we're looking forward to some more exciting action tonight. That early block today was full of points and full of fun.
Oh, yeah, no, both of those games earlier today, Sioux Falls, Queen City ended 35-27 in favor of the Corsairs. And in the other game of that block, Canton and Denver had an absolute shootout, every quarter ending in a tie except for the final one. So that is going to be fun here. Charleston set to receive the opening kickoff here in gorgeous St. Paul, Minnesota, and then this brand new stadium for the Minnesota Legend. Ball is on the tee, and we are underway. 4K23 preseason Thursday night action, and what a rocket from Mickey Malillo to the back of the end zone.
It's a good way to start. John Lakeman in his first unofficial game as Charleston Predator quarterback, coming over from Queen City. Still looking to pick up that first career win coming up next week. Can't wait to see how he does tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one here. Lakeman in the I form, I pro set, first play of the game. Lakeman quick drop, throws over the middle. That's going to be tipped incomplete. Second down and 10. Pass intended for Terrell Sutherland.
Mark Mello in there to break that pass up. Nicely done. Kind of leaked out, got in the way of the passing lane.
Second and 10 now for Charleston. Going to be a handoff up the middle on the trap play to Saren Storm. Saren picks up a few yards in a quite mischievous little bit of misdirection.
Yeah, nice little fullback fake there. When you got a fullback like Sutherland, he's going to be a threat. And they get the ball to Storm. Didn't get a ton of yards, but like the creativity, 3rd and 8.
Yeah. Third down and long here. Lakeman dropping back to throw. Lakeman's going to go down for a sack. And that's going to be a huge loss of yardage for Charleston. 4th and 13, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Well, sometimes we haven't seen a lot of quarterback pressure, but Buster Johnson proving that if you are an elite player, you can make things happen no matter what game the SFL is playing. That was a beautiful move by Johnson to get around the lineman, force an early 3 and out from the Predators.
Off center snap, punt is away from Eric Blueberry. Could be fair caught at the 41-yard line, and now we're going to see the Minnesota Legend take the field.
Minnesota's put a lot of work into this stadium. Johnny Reno, this roster, their coaching staff. Good to be here on this beautiful afternoon.
Bulls on their own 41-yard line. Reno under center. 3 wide, 1 in the backfield look for the Legend. Reno dropping back to throw, moving around the pocket. Going to launch this one deep, and it's wide open. Down to the 30, 20, and nearly taken into the house. That is Vin Kalia, the London exile, brought over this offseason.
Vin Kalia with a little double move there. Looked like maybe the linebacker was stepping back into that zone, and fortunately was able to save the touchdown. That's Khalil Thomas making the play, but everybody playing short for Charleston, and they paid the price.
First and 10, balls on the 13-yard line now for Minnesota.
Empty look.
Playing with house money. Yeah, and with this few yards to go, it's an interesting call here from the legend. Let's see how it works. Well, not very well is the answer to that question. A heck of a lot of pressure, mainly coming from Jack Brown and his compatriot on the line there. I think that was Khalil Thomas.
That was the perfect play call for Charleston in that moment. They blitzed the two outside linebackers. They come across either side. And Johnny Reno tried to get it out of his hands quick, but they just did not have the protection trying to get that quick touchdown. That was a really good adjustment there from the Preds, trying to hold him to 3.
Second and 10. Reno goes over the middle. That's going to be caught. Oh, he makes a man hurt. Touchdown, Minnesota legend. And Jason France gets the first points on the board tonight.
France, just a little post route over the middle. Runs past Brown, runs over another. And it's 6-0 Minnesota.
Early one right there, and as you can see, there are folks at home trying out some new graphics packages throughout preseason here. Brand new game the SFL is running on a brand new roster construction rule set from seasons past.
This is what that lower third will look like for player stats. They'll pop up like so. Don't have a statistician tonight. You can see what we're going for.
Boots it again is Mickey Malillo, and jeez. You know, if he gets just a little bit extra, might be able to slide through the uprights. You know, in an indoor ball, that'd be a deuce. First and 10 once more for Charleston. Ball's on their own 20-yard line. Lakeman going to drop back deep. He's going to call his own number, and it's not going to end up well at all. Loss of 3 on the play, taken down by Max Knight.
So early on, this Minnesota defensive front proving to be a difference maker. Again, beating the defender. It's just a simple one-on-one matchup. Max Knight, Buster Johnson inside. We looked at it. We looked at this game as a preview on simulationfl.net earlier this week, and we talked about that interior line of Minnesota really going to prove to be problems for a lot of teams.
And you have to remember here, Charleston coming out with a fully contracted offensive line. So Charleston's going to have struggles, you know, putting up with Minnesota on the line. Imagine some teams that may not have the fully contracted out lineman. Lakeman hit as he throws. And that's going to result in no gain, no loss, intended for the rookie, Ricky Spider.
That's a good point, Jack. Even more impressive what Minnesota's done here in the opening quarter. Charleston has not been able to get any positive momentum on offense. They got to stop the bleeding, flip some field position here on this next drive, or on this next play.
Yeah, they're going to need Lakeman to launch it here. Third down, Lakeman moving around the pocket. He's going to launch it deep over the middle and tipped around, nearly intercepted. Underthrown, intended for Davius Reed. Not a bad play call. It just seemed like Lakeman was too far behind the line for it to really work.
Third and long for a quarterback's one of the most difficult positions to be in. They know you're going to pass. You already tried to scramble once, got hit in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. This is not the start that Charleston wanted at all.
No. And that's going to be taken up to the 48-yard line. First and 10 for the Minnesota Legend. First and 10 now for the Legend. Four on the line for the Predators, coming out in a nickel look. Handoff to Colin Hart to the outside. Colin Hart's going to get mollywopped after a 3-yard gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 7.
I'll be back, folks. Getting San Diego and Alamo City rolling. And Jack's going to hold it down for me while I'm gone. Be back.
Yeehaw indeed to that one, Cam. 2nd and 7 here. Offset eye look for the legend. Gonna go right up the middle with Colin Hart again. And Colin Hart, oh my goodness. The most impressive 2-yard run you'll probably see this week, folks, as Khalil Thomas handles business on the line. 3rd and 5 now for the legend. First time they've been in a 3rd down situation all game. Four-man rush for Charleston. That's going to be a catch. Down to the 30. Vincalia making life not fun for the Predators. And Reno already having a fun time indeed. 1st and 10 once more. Ball's on the 30-yard line. 3 wide, 1 in the backfield. Look for the legend. Reno moving around the pocket. Reno hit from behind. And the Charleston defensive line has been able to get the job done so far. It just seems that they're about a quarter of a second too late for it to really be a oh no sort of play. Second and 10 now for Minnesota. Ball's on the 30. 3 wide, 1 to the backfield. Reno going to throw over the middle. That is caught! Caught at the 10. And that is 80 Jay Taylor, the former Charleston Predator. A lot of people on this Minnesota team, folks, come from Charleston. They're coming in from the 8-4-3, most notably on this defense. Obviously, Jay Taylor and Jay Hayden, the newly converted tight end. 1st and 10, throw over the middle. That's going to be tipped incomplete. 2nd and goal. That play being made by number 28, John Stamango. Stamango, one of the 2 remaining remnants from when this team first relocated from Indianapolis, Indiana. Him alongside Jack Brown, the linebacker. Very different person from Jack Brown, the person whose voice you're hearing right now. 2nd and goal. Man in motion. That's going to be something you're going to be seeing a lot in this new game, folks. A lot of man in motion, a lot of shifty plays. It's going to be a rollout from Reno. There's another thing you didn't see a whole lot. Kalia touchdown. A Kalia touchdown was something you saw a lot. And Minnesota taking a 14-zip lead early. And just a easy rollout throw over the middle. Easy as they're going to come for Minnesota. And they're taking a quick lead early. Kick is up and kick is good. And on this Thursday side of the street, folks, Minnesota up 14-0 over Charleston. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. SFL preseason action. You get a fresh look at all the teams and might even get some insight into how these teams are going to play in season 21. Another touchback from Mickey Malillo. Good googly moogly. I'm whipping out the big words to try and figure out how exactly that leg of his, I mean, the squat presses in the Minnesota training facility must be worked to no end. First and 10, balls on the 20 for Charleston. Split back look for the Preds. Lakeman, quick drop. Lakeman throws over the middle. That's his first completion tonight, if I'm not mistaken. to one of the newly acquired talents here, Benjamin Warner, coming over from Portland alongside Khalil Thomas on the defense. Second and 6 now for the Predators. Probably the best drive they've had so far tonight. And that ain't saying too much. Hand off to Hoagland. Hoagland gonna pick up a block. Hoagland gonna go through another man. Can he make it through 3? No, he cannot. 3rd and 1. 9 yards gained. Just need another one so they can get the first down. Charleston looking for their first down tonight, folks. Lakeman gonna hand it off, and that's gonna be Hoagland. Hoagland nearly broke that one away for 6. And it's gonna be 1st and 10 for the Predators up to the 40. In easily their best drive of the night. And you can just see, folks, the completely different changes in the running game here, because these guys are shedding tacklers so easily. Saren Storm in the backfield for the Predators. And it just feels a lot more it feels a lot more real as they swap around the receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Warner going into motion. Lakeman drops back and a throw over the middle. Oh, what a one-handed grab! Davius Reed to the 40. And that's going to take him up across the midfield stripe for the first time tonight, folks. Charleston finally finding some offensive mojo. And something you'll find in these 2K4 games, or in these 4K23 games, sorry, is that momentum's going to matter a heck of a lot more than in 2K8. And the game's not going to let up. It's not going to do that rubber banding stuff that you saw a lot in 2K8. Lakeman dropping back to throw. Lakeman looking around. He's going to throw over the middle. Oh, my goodness. That's caught again. And that's Benjamin Warner getting the Predators cross into Minnesota territory. And you can just see the action and the movement from John Lakeman. And it appears that they are now in the red zone for the first time tonight. Lakeman looking around, nearly hit, and oh my, what? That was caught by Terrell Sutherland. Terrell Sutherland, an elite wide receiver in the league. Questions still are left to be asked. Just look at that. Look at that ball placement. 1 micrometer off, and that's an interception in 99% of cases. But because John Lakeman is simply built different, he's able to get it into the hands of his target. 1st and goal now for the Predators on easily their best drive of the night. They're going to hand it off of the middle to Hoagland, and Hoagland is going to take it to the 2, 2nd and goal.
So at the risk of killing this wonderful Charleston drive, since when I was here that you had -6 yards of offense, at the risk of ruining that at the 1-yard line, I think Rochelle Colston is going to take over for me.
Hooray!
Hey, Jack, how are you?
2nd and goal. Hand off to Hoagland, and Hoagland loses one. I'm going to blame Cam for that because he was speaking before the play happened.
At least you're not blaming me.
Well, you know, you haven't done anything to make me blame you yet. So, 3rd and goal for Charleston. Man in motion. They're going to hand off to Hoagland again. Hoagland! You should have just ran up field.
Jack, calm
Yes.
down. It's gonna be okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good. 18-yard attempt for Brad Bratchett. Just a bit unfortunate, is all. Great defensive stand from the Predators, the Legend. Sorry, and Charleston cuts it down to an 11-point lead.
Oh wow, it's 14-3. I just saw the score. That was two quick scores by Minnesota, I guess.
Yeah, but Minnesota had really good field position. They were within their own 40, so they're pretty much right at midfield to start the drive. Bratchett's going to get it at the goal line. They're going to take it up past the 20, the 25 to the 20. They're going to mark him at the 30. There you see the fun little Charleston graphic. First and 10, balls on their own 30-yard line, Minnesota in the empty set. Reno looking around, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. Jack Brown not able to catch him. It's going to be his compatriot, Khalil Thomas.
I think that was Jason France when I catch Jack Brown.
Yeah, the big man, the tight end, came flying over the middle. The linebackers were distracted.
You know what I always say, linebacker on tight end, the tight end's going to win every time.
Well, now I will fight to just prove that sentiment. First and 10, balls on their own 40. Throw and oh! Colin Hart jukes two men and is able to get a first down out of it.
You know, that was a great spin move. I've been watching a couple of games this week, and I haven't really seen a whole lot of spin moves out of players, but he has one there for sure.
First and 10 once more for the Legend. Gonna hand off to Hart again to the outside. Hart swallowed up in the backfield. And Jack Brown with a tackle for loss.
That's to feel weird calling your own name.
Well, Rachel, that Jack Brown fella, the linebacker, he's a very good linebacker, Sometime soon in the future, he should be in the Hall of Fame. And in the first quarter, though, folks, Minnesota up 14-3 and driving. You're watching the Simulation Football League preseason here on YouTube.
How many years have you been in the league, Jack?
Since
Seasons,
2007. Since 2017, so this is like my 13th season in the league, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
13th or 14th, I don't exactly remember. Second down, and that's just kind of a bad drop because the corner was just kind of dazed and confused off in his own world. I think that was
Jay Taylor.
Yeah, Jay Taylor that dropped it, and J.W. Hartshorn, who's on the coverage. Some might say he could get a credit for a pass deflection. We'll see how that ends up on the box score. 3rd and 12 for the Legend. They're going to send a man in motion. Quick drop for Reno. Reno rolling out. Reno's going to launch it downfield. And Reno has a catch. That is down to the 20-something yard line. Jay Taylor making up for the last play.
Yeah, and Jay Taylor just ran a route with in heavy, heavy traffic and came down with a beautiful catch. And the defender was right there with him the whole entire time.
First and 10 once more. Balls on the 24-yard line. Charleston looking to damage control. Reno looking around. Reno throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. 5-yard gain. Tackle made in part by that very handsome Jack Brown fella.
Good job with the tackle there, Jack Brown.
It's very weird to talk about yourself in the third person, but alas, here we are. Welcome to the SFL, and welcome to SFL preseason. 2nd and 5. Handoff of the middle to Colin Hart. Colin Hart! Ooh, they're going to give him the first down. I'm not so sure if he got it, though.
You think we'll see a challenge flag here by Charleston?
It would be a good idea, but I don't know if they're going to do it.
Looks like they're not going to.
Interesting maneuver. Interesting maneuver. Pitch the outside. That's going to be a tackle. Khalil Thomas missed it. Jack Brown came on the cleanup.
I think Jack Brown's been involved in like the last 3 defensive plays there.
Yeah, the game just really wants me to say my own name. It wants me to come across like a narcissist. So I will simply stop acknowledging myself for the time being. 2nd and 9. Throw over the middle. That is a tipped and complete.
Well,
I'm not going to mention who did it.
That was a great hit on the receiver. Got the ball
I'm not going to mention who did it. I'm not going to mention.
You're just all over the field tonight. That's all. Nice play. Save that touchdown.
3rd down and 9. Charleston looking to stop the bleeding and only go down by 14 instead of by 17. Yeah, that's how numbers work. 3rd down and 9. Some funny formations coming out for these two squads. Over the middle, that's caught! Touchdown! Minnesota going up by 3 scores early.
There's Zero Powell, and he's ran a little route there, found himself in the end zone in front of his defender, and made a great catch. A very acrobatic catch at that, Jack.
Yeah, that's going to bring up a 3rd straight touchdown for Minnesota on as many drives. Charleston just can't seem to figure out how to stop them.
There's Axel Raven chat saying, Deezer.
There's a joke to be made there, but I'm not going to do it because I am a morally upstanding citizen. 21-3. And Charleston now left in a position where they got to figure out something on defense. They got to make some sort of adjustment, some sort of voodoo magic. Something.
Let's see how Charleston responds here, Jack.
And they're going to actually be the first return there from the rookie Ricky Spider. Taking up to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10. And as you can see, folks, these two teams coming out with completely customized uniforms. One of the cooler things about this new mod is that teams can do whatever they want. As a matter of fact, Charleston coming in with 168,000 possible uniform combinations according to their owner. And by their owner, I mean myself. 1st and 10, offset eye look. They're going to hand it off to... They're going to hand it off to Sarin Storm. Sarin getting 5 yards on the play.
Well, and Charleston's another team that have the dual halfbacks here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it kind of seems like Rachel. This season, it feels weird almost to just be running with 1 halfback as opposed to 2. Everyone out, a lot of teams are whipping out the dual halfback situation. They're going to pitch it out to Sarin this time. Sarin, he gets some blocks to the outside. Sarin going to cut up field. And he's going to get to the 41-yard line.
with a little celebration walk there, but some great blocking up front.
Yeah, and a good running from him, It also helps that with the new playbook rules, a lot more stuff can be done, and a lot more stuff is going to be done. You're going to see a lot of toss plays. You're going to see some rollouts. Stuff that in 2K8 teams would never do in 1,000 years. Handoff up the middle here to Nick Hoagland. Going to gain 4 as Finley James helps him up.
And then Tuesday night, I was watching all the plays that people, the receivers in motion. We had quarterbacks running down the field. I'm like, what's happening?
It's like you're watching it on Sunday, with how dynamic these plays feel in a lot of ways. 2nd and 6, pitch outside now to Sarin again. Sarin going to hit him with a spinala, and he's going to gain an indeterminate amount of yards. Injury on the field, though. Oh, goodness.
That's the Buster Johnson.
Oh, that's going to hurt. In a literal sense and a figurative sense.
Big defensive tackle is laid out on the field there.
Yeah, that's not something you like to see. 3rd down and 1 for Charleston. Just a hair over the midfield stripe. Handoff in the middle to Hoagland this time, and Hoagland! 1st down. And a few yards on top of it. The Charleston offense is finally rolling.
And that time you guys, such a fresh pair of legs in there in the ball, and then gets a great pickup.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing about the two halfback system. You always have a fresh set of legs. Why a lot of teams are running for it, and that is the elite receiver, Terrell Sutherland, with the grab in the 1st down. He may be listed as a fullback, but in preseason camp, Rachel, he's been the guy. He's been, as the kids say, him when it comes to being a receiver.
I thought it was when you said receiver, I'm like, wait a minute, let's say it's a fullback. I was a little confused there.
That's what makes it funny. 1st and 10 now for Charleston. Lakeman rolling around, going to throw upfield, tipped incomplete.
That was number 53 there.
Yeah.
No idea who that is.
Seem to forget to put enough gumption on it.
Look at your roster. Charleston has 3 tight ends, 2 halfbacks, a fullback. They plan on running the ball a lot this season.
Some may say. The season will prove whether or not we beat those allegations, as Lakeman's going to throw it over the middle, and they definitely did not need to run it that time. Davius Reed within the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
What a route by Reed, what a better throw by John Lakeman there. I mean, he threw a rocket and right on the money. In stride, one-handed catch, look at that.
Yeah. That animation's been used a lot of these spectacular one-handed grabs. 1st and goal now for Charleston. Last time they were in this position, they had to settle for 3. Handoff up the middle to Hoagland. Hoagland's going to gain only a yard or 2.
Big number 97, that's a Max Knight with the stop. Stephen Charleston can actually punch into the end zone this drive instead of settling for the field goal.
Yeah. 2nd and goal for the Predators. Handoff to Hoagland. Hoagland's got open field. Touchdown. The Predators are in the end zone for the first time today.
And that time the O-line found a big gap for him to run right through the middle. Basically untouched. What a great job.
Look good, play good. And Charleston with the drippy uniforms get another 6 on the board, closing the gap to Minnesota. They just need to stop. And by the way, Rachel, can we talk about how cool this is for Minnesota? The legend eyes behind the goal really intimidates even the most fierce of opponents.
I love it. And like
Yeah,
Chad Roll would say, the big furries out there on the field with the big eyes looking at you.
Yeah, again, folks, there's a whole lot of stuff you can do with the new stuff here in 4K23. Pretty much anything that your heart could desire, you can do, and teams have probably already done it.
I mean, I love the font on the field. I mean, those numbers are awesome.
Yeah. And Charleston, these are some of their more plain Spartan uniforms, but, their homes obviously take a lot of inspiration from the Atlanta Falcons and their rather controversial gradient uniforms, but Rachel, trust me when I say this, there's going to be a whole lot more where that came from. First and 10 for Minnesota. Ball's on their own 33-yard line. Charleston looking to get their first stop tonight. Reno looking around, going to throw. That is caught by Vincalia.
Vincalia is showing that he can up against the defender and actually win the battle there. That's a 50-50 ball for sure.
Yeah,
27 was right there.
Yeah, and it was a 50-50 with Jason France, it seemed. Johnny Reno almost undoubtedly going to win player of the half unless something goes horrifically awry. Rolls out to the outside is Reno. Reno going to dump it off, and that nearly was disastrous as the tag team of Mark Martin and Matt Ryan, the NASCAR legend and the NFL legend, team up to stop that one.
Get the pass deflection there by Charleston.
Second and 10 for the legend. Handoff to Colin Hart right up the middle. Colin Hart! Oh my goodness! He's broken through! He's to the 35 to the 33. First down and 10.
And that time, Colin Hart found a hole and then just broke a few tackles, made a great spin move. Just kept moving forward. Look at him go. Volume brought down by number 43.
Corey Menner. Yeah, he's come back to Charleston after a few years of a sabbatical in Houston. Ball is on the 33-yard line. Already Minnesota flipping the field. Going to hand off to Colin Hart now to the outside. Colin Hart tackled down by Matt Ryan.
Great job there, man. The running back, he's gaining positive yards almost every single play that he carries the ball on.
Handoff once again to Colin Hart. Colin Hart! Oh my goodness, he nearly broke through. But alas, Geno McFly, the former first overall pick, stops disaster.
And look at Minnesota's roster. They have a halfback, but they don't have a fullback. They do have two tight ends for blocking, so.
Yeah, a lot more creativity coming out on the. A lot more creativity coming out this time around. Pretty much do whatever you want with rosters! And that is going to be a first and 10. Leaving it wide open is Jay Taylor and Corey Menner on the tackle. You know, it's a family business, you know?
From that time, I mean, Jay Taylor just ran like a little route to the outside and had a defender behind him, and one was like, 5 feet in front of him. And a perfect throw there by Reno once again.
Hand off to the outside. That's going to be a sealed up block for Colin Hart. 2nd and 5. Khalil Thomas on the tackle.
Great open field tackle there by Khalil Thomas.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning. Minnesota looking to extend their lead. Charleston looking to stop the bleeding. You're watching the Simulation Football League preseason action here on YouTube. Second down for the legend. Hand off to Colin Hart up the middle. Colin Hart!
Ooh.
He's on the toxic gossip train right to manipulation station. Touchdown, Minnesota legend.
And Colin Hart just having himself a night up the middle, Jack. I mean, he's just busting through the line, and there's no stopping him at this point.
No.
Look at that blocking by number 63 there.
And now once again, Charleston left in a position where they have to respond and respond quick.
You can't be trading field goals for touchdowns, Jack. Minnesota
No.
going air here. And Charleston gets to come out, they get the ball back. They have plenty of time. They have 2 minutes. See if they can change the momentum before going to halftime.
And all 3 timeouts, but they need something. This kick's going to be returnable from Ricky Spider up past the 10, 15, 20, 25. He's charging through to the 27-yard line. Sets up 1st and 10.
Yeah, pretty decent return there by Spider. Yeah, you got ball in 27. You got 2 minutes, 1 minute, 52 seconds left on the clock. So let's see what Charleston does here.
Ball's on their own 27-yard line. Davius Reed going in motion. Quick drop from Lakeman. Lakeman, oh my goodness, goes down.
And I get that at coverage sack. I mean, he hit all day in the pocket, couldn't find any receivers up down the field. So great job by the secondary of Minnesota there.
Yeah, Knight out here, probably the only other candidate for player of the half. Lakeman once again going to launch this one deep over the middle.
Wow.
That's going to be caught up to the 49-yard line. Then Charleston's going to take their first time out of the half.
Great play. Ricky Spider with a great catch.
First and 10. Lakeman gonna go over to the side, and that's Davius Reed. First down once more. Charleston calling another timeout. I'm not a big fan of that.
I do like this hurry up offense from you're saving the clock, and you don't want to save too much time on the clock, but you don't want to give Minnesota the ball back for sure.
Once again, first down for Charleston. Throw over the middle. Oh, that's another catch. Now within the 20. They have a minute and change. Why are you calling your third timeout already?
This is definitely different from the previous game where you didn't call timeouts at all.
Look, the clock management, you got to get used to it again. We're going from APF clock management to, 4K23 clock management. You got to get used to it. I'm getting used to it. I am embracing the chaos. First and 10 once more, and Terrell Sutherland goes back out to be a receiver. He is the best receiver on this team, clearly. Launch this one over the middle, and John Lakeman with a missile.
I think that was Benjamin Warner with the catch there.
That it was. Lakeman going to go to the back of the end zone again. Touchdown, Charleston Predators. And Warner brings it right back in.
I think the play was called so fast, you got the defense a little bit off guard. Benjamin Moore runs a route, puts himself right in the back of the end zone, way in front of his defender.
And right there was just a showcase to the arm talent of John Lakeman. A lot of people kind of knew last year that even if Lakeman wasn't on like a winning team, he was the guy that was keeping Queen City in a lot of those games. And now that he's come down to South Carolina, come down to the 843, teaming up with offensive coordinators Geno McFly and Jack Brown, he's having a good time.
Well, Charleston marked us down with with about a 1 minute drive for a touchdown. Where's this offense been on game, Jack?
I mean, it's been half decent. They just haven't been quick enough, and Minnesota's been able to get the little stops they need. Realistically, though, Charleston has been able to do the same. I always say a good defense makes 3 good plays in a row, right? Realistically, that's all you need to be a good defense. And so far, Charleston's gotten like 2 good plays in a row, and then a 3rd play where something goes awry.
Great return, pretty good field position there. Oh, and you have a cornerback returning kicks for Minnesota.
And off the middle to Colin Hart. Colin Hart gains 6 on the play, and I think Minnesota is just going to let this clock run down as much as they can. They do get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I think they're pretty happy here. They have 11-point lead. Working through halftime.
Should be one more snap, and we'll be heading to the locker rooms. Handoff of the middle, and oh, goodness! Jack Brown narrowly averting disaster as they're going to take this to the half.
Yeah, that big at halftime. Charleston's got to go in and figure out what to do about Colin Hart, because he's just having his way out there today.
Yeah, because this is their first stop of the game, Rachel, but, it doesn't really count because it's the half. A lot of people wouldn't count this as a real stop. But that brings us to halftime, folks, and the newly redesigned 4K23 halftime show as the Minnesota Legend are up 28-17 after 2 quarters and some change. Let's look at some snapshots of the half here, Rachel.
I'm just too busy trying to read out the signs in the stadium.
Yeah, obviously the main players here for Charleston were Lakeman and Hoagland. They've been the ones who've been keeping this game within touching distance. Meanwhile, on the Minnesota side of the ball, it's been Colin Hart and Jay Taylor and Vin Kalia who've really been doing the brunt work. But obviously, player of the half, it's got to be no one other than Johnny Reno. I knew it. Reno's been absolutely lights out this first half. Been keeping the Predators really humble to the first 20 minutes of gameplay. But we got 20 more minutes to go, Rachel. And Charleston, they've kept in touch, which is all they need to do to keep this game going.
Saw that QBR with 142.9. He's having an awesome day out there.
Oh, absolutely. And they get the ball to start the second half. Going to be fielded at the 5. This one's going to be returnable up past the 20. The 20, 30-yard line. And Minnesota looking to continue what they did in the first half. First and 10 for the Legend. Ball's on their own 30. looking to go technically 5 for 6 on scoring drives. And they're going to hand it off to Colin Hart to start it off, and Jack Brown and Khalil Thomas. The 1-2 punch comes in, and it gives them the old 1-2.
Well, that time the linebacker stayed home, and they were ready for Colin Hart in that play.
Second down and 9. Pitch the outside here. It's going to be Colin Hart again. Beat down by Jack Brown. Brings up 3rd and 9.
That time, Khalil Thomas slowed him down, and Jack Brown made the last impact there to bring him to the ground.
3rd down and 6. Charleston looking for their first 3rd down stop of the night. Can they get it here? Reno looking around, pump fake, and he's going to go down for a sack. Finally, Charleston gets a stop. And it couldn't have come at a more important time.
Take the defensive tackle Robert Cherry there with a, making Minnesota punt here, Zach. I don't think Minnesota's actually punted very many times tonight.
No, this is their first time. That was the first stop that Charleston was able to get on 3rd down. And now Charleston with a score could be right back in this ball game.
11-point lead, and they come out at after halftime, and the momentum shifts a little bit towards Charleston.
So now the ball's on their own 33-yard line. Lakeman, towards the end of the first half, really came alive. And that's going to be a handoff up the middle. Gain of 2 to start the drive from Saren Storman. Oh, hey, look, he's back out on the field. Well, he was already out there. Lakeman, deep drop, going to throw this one over the middle, and that's going to be over the hands of Brian Murphy, the tight end.
And that ball had some juice behind it, and he just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah. Just over the fingers. Bunch formation to the top of your screen, folks. It's 3rd and long for the Predators. They're going to send a man in motion. And that's Benjamin Warner. Lakeman going to throw over the middle. That's a caught. First down. And they're going to move those chains. Ricky Spider, the 2nd round draftee, getting his first action off the special teams unit.
And it's a little route there. Get himself in the middle of the field. The defender was in pursuit, but he was in front of him, and a perfect throw by Lakeman.
1st and 10 once more for the Predators. I-Pro look. Charleston moving around. Oh, he's going to get sacked. Max Knight, another one. He's packing it in a lot of places, and he's certainly going to pack it in the sack column.
That time he just came busting through the O-line, and he wasn't even touched, Jack. Big man with quick feet there.
2nd and 13. Deep drop for Lakeman. Lakeman going to go over the middle. That's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 13. Minnesota still cracking down.
Now Brian Murphy wishes he had that one back. It was in his hands. He just couldn't hold on to it.
Third down and 13. 3 wide to the bottom, 1 wide to the top. Last time this was able to get a first down for the Preds. Deep drop. Lakeman with another launch.
Oh.
Incomplete. Reed had it. Was probably been about an inch short. And a valiant drive by Charleston comes up empty-handed, but they can't pin Minnesota back deep.
Very true. Let's see what happens here. And you have a contract punter, Eric Blueberry, out there with the punt.
Let's see. This one's going to be a high one. And a short one at that. Not even make it to inside the 20. Not a good punt, I got to say.
And I'm surprised he didn't get towards the sideline there. He went straight in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Maybe it's the wind. Who knows? First and 10, balls on their own 24-yard line. Minnesota moving a man in motion. That's Jay Taylor. Reno hands it off to Hart. Hart sheds a tackler, not going to shed two.
Yep. When you have a running back who's getting 4 to 5 yards per carry, you're going to see him a lot.
Averaging 5.3 yards a carry. He's been almost unstoppable. Second down and 5. Pitch the outside here. He's going to spin prematurely. Only gains 3. Third and 2 for Minnesota.
I think you're going to see Colin Hort again here. Not broken, don't fix it.
That do be the mindset that you got to have in this situation. Jack Brown noticing something on the line, maybe made an audible. Pitch the outside, that he did notice something, and he's going to make the play himself. Tackle for loss as Jack Brown continues to do Jack Brown things.
And wow, so the first half we had traded touchdowns and field goals, and the second half it came out when we have 2 punts in a row.
3 now.
2 in a row for Minnesota, which is very unusual.
Low snap, punt is away. Taking it around the 25 up to the 35. They're going to mark him down to the 36.
Great special teams by Minnesota to get there right away and negate that return a little bit.
Yeah. You know, Rachel, something I've noticed about the Texans is that Minnesota just has a PNG of a waffle on their scoreboard.
I didn't even notice that. I have to look for it now.
If someone from Minnesota could explain that, that'd be greatly appreciated, because I'm very curious, because I find it very funny. Anyway, that's going to be a throw of the middle, first down for Charleston. That's going to go anywhere.
I'm not really sure what happened to that player, who the ball was even being thrown to.
You see it right there, Rachel? You see it?
I do. I thought it was a pizza. You have better eyes than me.
And I'm not wearing my glasses that I should be wearing all day. And apparently the Minnesota crew is just saying that waffles are better than pancakes. Not something I highly disagree with, and something that I'm sure they wouldn't agree with either. That's technically not going to be a sack, but Lakeman's going to get a yard, 3rd and 9, like the number on his jersey.
I was surprised that he actually took off and tried to run the ball there. The number 51 was right there waiting for him. For keeper.
Third down and 9. Going to sling to the outside, and that is going to be incomplete. A lot of guys on top of that one. Surprised that we didn't see any laundry, which we've seen a lot more of this preseason. Something about 4K23 is that, you know, the refs are a little bit more flag happy than usual, especially on PI.
I don't think I've seen a PI yet.
I say this, and then we're going to get a PI on this next play. That's not a punt, obviously. They're going to take that one from the 24 to the 25. Hartshorn on the tackle.
Yeah, so we had a very explosive first half, and here we are in the middle of the third quarter, and both offenses have very much fizzled out. They made some great halftime adjustments there, then Jack on defense.
Don't jinx it. Pitch the outside for Colin Hart, and Colin Hart nearly breaks free, but Corey Menner on the tackle.
I think it's the first time in a while I've seen, Colin Hart come up with a 0 gain.
I mean, he's come up with a loss a few times recently, but... Quick drop from Reno. That's going to be incomplete. Pass intended for Jay Taylor, and Vin Kalia giving him the business.
Yep, and here we are, third and long for Minnesota once again. See what they dial up here. Trips. Don't see.
Yeah.
A lot of receivers on the top and only 8 defenders with them, Jack.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that's definitely going to pay off. Jay Taylor to the 50, 1st and 10 for Minnesota.
I'm not sure what the defense was seeing. I saw 4 receivers to the top and then no cornerbacks in the area, and it's a great route by Jay Taylor.
I mean, the coverage wasn't horrible, but it certainly was kind of a questionable play to begin with.
Cornerbacks are playing way off the line, too. Like, more like a prevent defense, it looks like to me.
Yeah. Hand off to the outside, and that's going to be Khalil Thomas stopping it for a 2-yard gain.
Yep, he's been all over the field with Jack Brown tonight, getting all kinds of tackles in the middle of the field.
Reno throws over the middle, and that's intercepted! Charleston finally gets one back. Khalil Thomas with the pick, and Rachel. This is going to be one of the biggest things we got to get used to here. Linebackers got hands.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to say, was that a linebacker that just got the interception? That's very unusual.
Got to get used to it, though.
That time he just stayed home and sat in the middle of the field, and the ball was just thrown right to him.
First and 10 for Charleston. 2 wide to the bottom, 1 wide to the top. The league's best receiver, Terrell Sutherland, sent in motion. Lakeman looking around. Gonna launch to the side. And, too low. Too low.
What's the dude? He's just shaking his head. He was all by himself on the sideline. Not a really great throw by Lakeman there.
Second down and 10. Pitch out to Saren Storm. Saren's going to get about a yard or 2. That's Max Knight with another,
the block,
another
but
tackle.
I mean, the defense just converged on him right away.
Yeah. Max Knight, have yourself a day, my man. Probably the best defensive player on this Minnesota defense. Lakeman moving around. Lakeman goes over the middle, and that he had a receiver wide open, decided not to throw to him, making it a 4th and 8.
Great job by the O-line getting great protection. Basically a long time to throw the ball, and still incomplete pass. And once again, we're seeing another punt here.
punt is away from Eric Blueberry. It's going to be fair caught at their own 17-yard line.
And that was a good punt there, Jack Brown.
Yeah, high-quality punt. This is why we pay him a whole middle-class salary.
Hey, punters matter.
Yeah. Minnesota now looking to extend their lead still, have not been able to break on the scoreboard this half. And that's going to be only a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
And Minnesota's not doing really anything that fancy. They're using their running back. You know, they're having a good run game so far.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be another handoff of the middle, 3rd and 5. Geno McFly. You know, it's quite funny that the two offensive coordinators on Charleston both play on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, our offensive coordinator is also a defensive player, and our defensive coordinator is actually our quarterback. So it's really kind of funny.
Yeah. No one knows you better than your enemy, I guess they say, as they're going to get a tip, and oh, goodness. Nearly an interception from Matt Ryan. As anyone who knows defenses, it'd be a man like Matt Ryan. 4th and 5, Minnesota now to punt. And don't look now, Rachel, but if Charleston can get some stuff going, they're slowly winning this field position battle. And that's just as key as anything in football.
And I think Minnesota's main objective here is just to run that clock. They have an 11-point lead, and as long as they can keep up from scoring, they're pretty happy with bleeding clock with Colin Hart.
Yeah.
Wow, 46-yard run. Can't ask for better field position than that.
Yeah, no, I think this is their best field position they've had all night.
I love the new game. You can see the numbers really well on these uniforms. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Of course the leader of the stats department says that. 1st and 10, Lakeman going to throw this one short. Thrown, though.
He barely that one off because he was hit in the middle of the throw there. Mark Miller bringing the pressure there.
Second and 10. They're going to perform the old switcheroo. Oh, they're going to do the switcheroo and send the man in motion.
Davius Reed's in motion there.
Throw over the middle, and that's going to be a PI.
Our first one tonight.
Yep.
Let's see how blatant. We'll see a replay here.
Oh, that's going to be 1st and 10. They're going to flip the field with that, too. Let's see what it was. Yeah, DPI here. Spot foul, I think, up to 15 yards. Yeah, he just hit him. In every league you ever are going to be in, that's going to be DPI. Lakeman looking around. Lakeman going to throw it down on the check down. Loss of 1 on the play. Nick Frossel, man who spent a little time with Lakeman in the Queen City locker room, knows him pretty well.
Lakeman better be careful because number 99 is getting through every time behind him. Getting very, very close to get the sack there.
2nd and 11. Lakeman, nearly sacked. Granted a second lease on life and gets a 1st down out to Davius Reed. Can we talk about what happened with that blocking?
Pancake blocked him there on the line.
That was crazy. But the
Look
second
at that
lease on
catch
life
by Davius Reed, though, Jack Brown.
becoming Mr. Extendo Arms. First and 10. Dump off short over the middle. Gain of 3 from
Lakeman has to get rid of the ball in a hurry because the defensive line is getting through the O-line pretty quick.
Yeah. Charleston, and you have to remember, folks, Charleston's got a fully contracted O-line. So for any other team looking to face Minnesota this year who may not have a fully contracted O-line, good luck, I guess. And Honus Adobe drops that one, 3rd and 7.
I'm not sure what's going on with these two offenses tonight. They just definitely have fizzled out in the third quarter. We've seen a lot of punts.
Yeah, Charleston's probably the first time that we've been in even fringe scoring range tonight in this third quarter. Lakeman goes sidearm it. He's going to get the first down with Adobe. And Adobe is going to bring it within the red zone. Charleston finally finding their momentum again.
Well, look, the PI penalty kind of helped Charleston out there, gave him a fresh set of downs, and they're making Minnesota pay for that mistake.
Hand off to the outside for Saren Storm. Saren's not going to get anything. That should take us to the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, great pursuit there by Miles Gibson with the tackle. Make it 2nd and 10 with no gain on that from the first down drive.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter. Get your 4s up, get your 86s up, get all the numbers up. It is fourth quarter action. Charleston knocking on the door, looking to make this a one-score game when all seemed hopeless just a few minutes ago during the first half. Hand off to the inside now. That's going to be a gain of 6 from Saren Storm. Going to make it a 3rd and manageable.
At that time, Saren Storm just put the weight of the game on his shoulders and just kept powering forward. And no blocking, it was all him.
And that's going to be a sack, 4th and 8 on Lakeman.
Was that Mello with the sack, or was that Meerkat? I couldn't tell the number.
I think that was Meerkat. Yeah, Derek Meerkat. Charleston will be able to make it a one-score game, though.
I think it's too early to go for it. Yeah, plenty of time left in the fourth quarter, so.
Yeah.
I like this camera angle from the behind the kicker. You can see right away whether it's good or bad before you have to have a guess.
Yeah. And certainly kickers are a little bit further off than they usually are in from the previous game. And now Charleston within one score. After being down 21-3 in the middle of the second quarter, they have outscored Minnesota 17-7.
We got Taylor out there returning kicks.
Everybody's returning kicks in Minnesota.
Even there, a little while ago was a cornerback. So hey,
yeah,
that's it. I want to return kicks now too.
I would like to, but I'm not sure if Jacob would allow me to return kicks.
You can plow over people.
Pitch the outside for Colin Hart. Colin Hart! Oh, he jukes out Jack Brown. Truly a terrible. Oh goodness.
He
Almost
also kind of left
jinxed
Martin
it.
stayed in there too.
Yeah. Risky business by Charleston on that one.
He ran the building, broke it to the outside, and it was just almost daylight in front of him if it wasn't for number 58 there. Pushing him out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just when Minnesota was really, really quiet, they can, great run by Colin Hart gets him started again.
Reno throws over the middle. Reno finds a man. That's going to be a gain of 8. Tackle made by Jack Brown.
And that time, DJ Powell just ran a short little route in the middle of the field and found himself all alone. Great pass by Reno.
Hand off the outside for Colin Hart. Oh, he shit the tackler. Can he remove J.W. Hartshorn? No, he won't. Gino McFly tag team in. And that makes it a 1st and 10 within the 20.
Well, they had him dead to rights behind the one of the scrimmages, a broken tackle, and then great block. I can't tell who it was who laid their defender out in the middle of the field.
Quick throw over the middle. That's going to be caught down to the 7. Deezer Powell.
Deezer Powell's making it look easy out there in the middle of the field. When you look at that route, he ran, straight route, then he tried to cross on a slant. Perfect throw by Reno.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. 1st and goal for Minnesota. We're going to throw this one over the back. That's incomplete. Was that a throw to the O-lineman?
I think it was a throw to somebody huge out there, number 77. I'm not sure who that was. But that target was big.
They're going to hand off the outside to Colin Hart. Hart only gains a yard or 2. 3rd and goal for Minnesota. As Charleston's trying to make it only a possession and a half behind.
A good play there by number 27, getting saving that touchdown. It's 3rd and goal.
We're going to throw this one down low, and he was wide open for the tutty. But alas, Minnesota going to have to settle for 3.
I think Johnny Reno threw it at his feet that time, but he was definitely wide open, sitting there on the fringe of the end zone, waiting for that touchdown throw.
Now, Charleston can get a block here. That'd be wonderful. They did not get a block. This is not wonderful. They are down by 11.
Have we seen a blocked field goal yet? I don't think we've seen any missed field goals. Have we?
No,
game so far?
But that's not really all that far out of the norm. Like, let's be real. It's not like they were missing on the reg in 2K8.
No, definitely not. Mickey Malevo says nobody blocks Mickey. Good chat.
Yeah, I might have to fact check that statement throughout history. But unfortunately, I have a football game to call right now, so. First and 10 on their own 26-yard line. Charleston gonna have to dig deep to find some plays that work to get them within a score again.
I mean, we've only seen like 3 points from Minnesota so far in the second half, so.
Throw to the outside.
Ooh.
That's going to be a flag DPI. And unlike in the modern NFL, folks, if the ref says it's DPI, it is DPI. You cannot challenge defensive pass interference calls. And, I mean, that's kind of blatant.
You think? I'm just going to stand in front of this receiver and just push him out the way.
Yeah. Well, he made no play on the ball. And, like, that's the big thing. If you make a play on the ball, you know, it's whatever. As I noticed, they have a spam sponsorship in the stadium. That's quite something. Offset eye look for the Predators.
Having waffles and spam for breakfast, Jack. Come on.
Hey, that is a good combo sometimes. Loss of 1 on the play. Six and a half minutes to go here in regulation time. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Lakeman, that somehow works. That's going to gain him a yard.
I think that was a toss to the lineman.
Yeah, I think that's to the new lineman, DeBrickashaw Molyneux, racking up a yard.
Yeah, if you're an offensive lineman, you get the ball like, what's happening?
I think when I played real life football, I had a few moments like that. I just didn't know what to do. 3rd down and 10. Lakeman going to throw this one over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete.
That ball was way overthrown that time. I guess maybe the receiver got bumped off his route, or they weren't on the same page.
Yeah. Blueberry out to punt it away again.
Make your long snapper need some practice. That's like the 3rd snap in a row. It's been very low to the ground. Lucky to get that one off there.
I think that's lion treason as the long snapper. You know, he's going to have to heighten those snaps in order to save his family from being consumed by various creatures. First and 10, balls on their own 17-yard line. Throw over the middle. That's going to be a first down now for the legend. Caught by Jay Taylor. Apologies. They have 2 former Charleston receivers. They're both named Jay. You know, apologies for me getting them all confused. You know, it's rough.
Just notice that there's a bunch of J's on that receiving core for Minnesota. Jay, Jason, Jay.
A whole lot of J names. But J is a very good letter to start your name with. I may be biased, of course.
Ooh.
And that's going to be a throw over the middle. See, another J to J connection. Johnny Reno to Jason France.
Minnesota just wants to keep eating this clock.
Handoff once again to Colin Hart. Colin Hart, oh my goodness! He's breaking free! Oh, he's running away with it! He hit a spin too early! Man's turned into a Beyblade!
Khalil Thomas making a touchdown-saving tackle right there in the middle of the open field, so good job there, but Colin Hart was impressive on that run. He's not tired at all. Making everybody miss out there. Where were you, Jack Brown?
Good question. Ball's right on midfield. 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Throw to the outside. That's going to be shedding Hartshorn. And that is Jay Taylor down to the 30. 1st and 10.
Jay Taylor making people look silly out there. You know, caught the ball. He had him dead to rights. He broke the tackle and just kept moving the ball forward.
He kept on chugging. That's all he needed to do.
Maybe Charleston's defense is getting a little tired out there on the field.
Yeah, but Minnesota looking to keep it away from them as long as they can.
That's their game plan at the moment. I don't blame them.
Pitch to the outside, Colin Hart. And that's going to be a gain of 8.
It's a little toss play there by Minnesota. Colin Hart just making things happen.
Yeah. Hand off of the middle to Colin Hart again. Colin Hart eating clock, eating up defenders, eating up everything.
And he's doing it straight, right up the gut too. It's like power football. He's just making the defensive line look a little silly there.
Yeah.
And you got four defensive linemen. You have 4 linebackers out there.
Pitch the outside again for Colin Hart. And Colin Hart sheds the tacklers. He's going to make it 2nd down and 6. Charleston able to get him outside, though, keeping the slimmest hopes they can come back here.
I'm surprised he ran out of bounds. He should have stayed in. I mean, you're almost to the 2-minute warning here. Wow.
And that's going to be another handoff gain, a few more yards. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. As Minnesota looking to close out Charleston with E.
Colin Hart's looking unstoppable out there, Jack.
2 minutes to go in this football game. Minnesota just about ready to close it out. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Hand off in the middle of Colin Hart. That's going to be enough for a 1st and goal. Nothing too much, though.
And this whole drive has been mostly Colin Hart.
Yeah. They're going to pitch this one out to Colin Hart again.
Oh.
Easy touchdown. And that's going to be another extension of the lead here for Minnesota.
Oh, look at their Cougars uniforms. How cute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gets cold up in Minnesota. Not in the middle of July, but, you know, it gets cold.
I like that. They did a good job on their uniforms also.
Yeah, they did.
And I think that's the nail in the coffin, Jack.
Yep.
But I love the dive at the end at the play. That wasn't really necessary, but it was a great animation.
Yeah. Had a little bit of pizzazz, you know, a little bit of flair. A little bit of pep in the step. Minute 53 left. Charleston might just come out of here looking like a little bit of a silly, goofy goose. But they can be able to close the gap a little bit.
I'm excited to see their 2-minute drill here now. At the end of the game.
Or knowing how this game... Or knowing from some previous experience this game, it could end up pretty horribly. Let's see how it happens.
Spire averaging 27.5 yards on a return. That's not a bad day.
Yeah, nothing to complain about.
Yeah, that's true. We can maybe see a snow game in this new game. I think it's kind of in the middle of summertime, but, you know, it does get cold in Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, goodness, that's a good catch by Davius Reed. Charleston calling their first time out of the second half.
Davius Reed's also been in this league a long time.
Yeah.
Came over from the Los Angeles Vikings a couple of seasons ago to Charleston.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure you remember him quite fondly.
Great guy.
Throw over the middle, that's going to be a PI. Charleston going to get a free first down out of it.
That says get a little aggressive there. Number 32, that's Rick Evans. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I might tackle you before you get to the ball throw, do you?
I mean, you know, at some less scrupulous high schools, they do actually teach that. It's not a good thing, but at some less scrupulous high schools, you will hear that line. First and 10. Throw the corner, Honus Adobe gets the first down, and Charleston calling another timeout.
That play was well defended. I mean, Waitman just put the ball right where only his receiver could catch it.
That he did. Throw over the middle again to Adobe. That's first and 10. They're going to hurry it up. They're picking up pace. Only 20 seconds off the clock. Charleston, they ain't dead yet, folks. Throw over the middle again. Ah! Jeez. Jeez, old Pete's.
Nice play there by number 34. That's Daniel Wright. A touchdown saving hit there.
38-20.
Good news is the clock did stop.
Second down and 10. And that is a bit of a lofty ball.
Johnny Bravo got his hands on it at that time.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo.
Wasn't a pick six.
Johnny Bravo, another former Predator, former owner of the team, actually.
I was good. That confused me. I thought I said the wrong name at first. I'm like, wait a minute.
3rd and 10.
You know, I'm thinking to myself, if you're in Minnesota, why would you have an open dome stadium? Oof.
I don't know, but they're going to get a pick, and that's going to be the end of it.
Nicholas Fossil there with the pick in the end zone. Cutting down Lateman and Charleston to end this game right here. Charleston's out of timeouts.
Yep, so Minnesota's going to be able to knee it out. And that'll bring this preseason clash to an end. Rachel, this was a pretty solid game from both sides. Obviously, Minnesota ended up winning it out in the end with their passing attack. Charleston not able to keep up. You know, I think there's some positives and negatives to take away on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it's preseason. I mean, both teams are just trying to fill it out. It's a new game. You know, people are just trying to work through their playbooks and their different personnel, and we have lots more players on our team this season, so it's a work in progress.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure, you know, once I get back with the guys later tonight, we'll have a big debrief, because again, these are custom playbooks that we're running in the preseason, so these are somewhat indicative of what we're going to see in week 1, or maybe not. You know, you can change out a lot from one week to the next. These two teams obviously are going to be hot and heavy. Charleston going to face DC at the convention. DC, a team that won their preseason contest, and Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
We played Indy the first week, so.
No. That would have been funny. That would have
been great.
That would have been when the good thing happens, but alas. But alas, they will not. They are going to play host. Yeah, they actually are going to play host Indianapolis. Sorry about that, folks. End of the game here. Minnesota wins it 38-20. And that is going to be the end of this preseason clash. From all of us here at the Simulation Football League, I'm Jack Brown alongside Rachel Colston. We say so long and have a magnificent evening full of more SFL football coming up at the top of the hour.
And I know we don't see a player of the game, but who would you pick here? I have to go between Johnny Rito and Colin Hart. They both had great nights.
Reno easily. But with that, once again, we say so long as you take a look at these player statistics.
Max Knight with 3 sacks. Wow.